Good evening. I have lots of good things that I want to share tonight, and I have posted the February lesson already on our group page. So make sure you listen to that tonight or throughout the month until we meet again. But I want to go into a little bit more about what February is about and share some things that I like to do during the month of February. So now that we have passed Imbolc, we are now beginning to reawaken. And for those that partook in the ceremony would have learned that this is the time where our light reunites, it lights up, it starts to glow again, and that there is something new that is being created within you. And that something new has to do with your gifts, your abilities, and what the universe wants to co-create with you. And so while we pay attention to the things that we want and need, and those things are what is going to spark us with the power of inspiration, it's super important that we understand that it's about our spirit, and it's about our connection to the things that we can create. And so it's important for us to break free of any type of fears. So I want to go a little bit into a couple of different things. First, I want to share with you that this month is the second month of creation. And this is a time where we need to honor our vision. And in ancient times, this is a time where vision quests take place. And the vision quest traditionally starts to happen in the fall. So if you feel like you want to go on a vision quest, you can. And we can also ask for a vision right now. So our psychic abilities are activated. When we are open to the spirit, we receive vision. And during this time, it is important for us to learn how and discover how to see beyond reality and how to communicate through energy rather than sound. Now, sound is something that may have been getting your attention. A lot of people are reporting that they hear a sound. I hear lots of sound through this time. Sometimes I hear singing or talking, but the power in what we want to connect with is energy. And we want to use the flow of February to learn how to communicate through energy. And so that's where I want to go into what magic really is. And to me, magic is to dare, to will, to know, and to keep silent. So magic is a natural human ability. We're all born with the ability to make magic. All it takes is the desire to learn, and it takes practice. And magic is creating change by connecting to the energies of nature. That's what we're doing. We're connecting to powers of nature, energies of nature. And all of these energies of nature exist in all things. All solid matter is made up of atoms. There's subatom particles, and below this level is pure energy. And at this level of pure energy, there is no solid matter. Here, everything is connected by threads of energy. So magic is the control and manipulation of these threads of energy. And this energy exists at all levels and in all planes. So by creating changes to these energy threads, it can cause changes to occur within the physical plane. Magic allows you to alter this energy reality to bring about change in the material reality by altering your material world's causes that change to the energy reality. So magic is the science of control of the secret forces of nature. Magic is a comprehension of knowledge of nature. Magic is the art and science of causing change to occur in alignment with our will. So to perform effective magic, you will need to perfect your visualization skills. So if you see banana, you hear banana, you see it rather, you have ability. But we need to perfect our visualization skills, and we also need to train our mind to think in a different way. Magic is based on the principle of as above, so below. And this may be taken to mean that which exists on the spiritual level also exists on the physical level. So to me, if it's existed before, it's easy. You can have the ability, you can seek the ability to attain it. Magic is about responsibility, though. So ensure that your magic comes from a place, from a desire to create harmony, to create something good. Magic is about learning how to control the forces within yourself. And as we create, and as we experience what we create, our true nature and our true selves emerge. So the things that we believe in and the things that are moralities will change. Okay? Sometimes you'll be shocked about the things you've done in your past. But there are 3 basic ingredients in magic. There's the desire. It's important for us to get out of our needs. When we focus on our needs, we are focusing on our stability. We are in a totally different mindset. But when we focus on our desires, we go into a place that heightens us. We leave that reality of that need. And we go into a place that heightens us, our body, mind, and spirit. So we need desire. It's special. Whatever you desire can come true. We also need form and manifestation. So you must want something with a real desire. You can have need in that desire too, because need will help. But the need and the desire met together is amazing. That's like our heart and mind coming together. Or that's our conscious and our subconscious coming together in agreements. So if you really want something, you need to have a real desire. And the need is actually not the need of wanting it, but the need to see why you want it, the vision, the when you receive it, this is what is going to happen vision. You need to, and if you do see that, that's your clairvoyance kicking in. And that means that the universe is showing you the future of what you can create. And so you want to learn how to connect with those things. You want to learn how to connect to the desire and understand what that desire is going to give you. Because if you desire something, it is something magical. So you need desire, form, and manifestation. So need is expressed as an idea in your imagination, and it defines your imagining, like your images. It will define it with clarity and precision. And then you can desire, you can experience your manifestation on a physical level. So there are some laws that we work with in magic. And there's actually these 10, there's many more that we'll be discussing through this course. But I want you to think about these ones through this next month. You know, listen to this and see which ones are in effect right now. So the 10 laws of magic that I'm going to talk about now is the first one, is what one gives magic energy to is also received. So whenever we know and we make the decision to do magic or to create a magical energy with the power of intention or the desire, it goes into a universal law for us to receive. So what we give magical energy to, we receive. It's received. The second one is magical energy flows through thought and emotion, mind and spirit. So you want to be able to have your idea of the things that you want. You know you want this, and you can feel what it's going to do to it when you receive. So magical energy flows through thought and emotion. And then thought and emotion creates existence. That's the third one. Thought and emotion creates existence. The fourth one is magical energy is the cause and effect. 5, all things contradictory are in fact complementary. 6, magical energy is directed by the will. So we use willpower in our magic. So you want to learn how to know what that feels like when you're sending it out of you. And you can actually focus on where it comes out. What chakra. Okay, some people will feel certain magic come right out of their chest and out of their hands. Some will feel it coming out of their third eye and crown. But magical energy is directed by the power of will. We will it to happen. Number 7 is magical energy flows through the shortest path. And you know, when we are wondering something, or when we feel blocked about receiving guidance on something, or when we're experiencing something in life and it feels difficult, that's where you want to ask for help. And every time you receive help, it's going to be easier. It's going to be something simple. There's always the solution, and it's like a breath of fresh air when you get it. Magical energy flows through the shortest path. Number 8, all levels of creation are affected by thought and emotion. Every single thing. All levels of creation. The 9th one is that thought and emotion are the voices of spirits. Remember, we are spirit, and our thoughts and our emotions are the voices of it. So think about that. Think about your thoughts. Would you say it's good spirit, neutral, blank, negative? So thought and emotions are the voices of spirits. Why, when we follow our heart, it leads the way. When we listen to the good thoughts, it starts kicking in the guidance and shows us the next stop. And the 10th one is magic works in silence. And that's one reason why learning how to take time to have moments of silence, even if it's 5 minutes of silence, you're connecting to a power. That's why people can get visions in their meditations. Magic works in silence. When we're tapping into our psychic abilities, we're tapping into the hidden worlds. That is silence. If magic is an art form, then the basics of the art can be learned. Real mastery comes from practice and or our natural talent. But like any other art form, some people will be more adept at magic than others. Magic is desire, is form and manifestation. Now, if all things are connected, then we are all part of the entire spectrum of creation. This earth we live upon, the universe, the earth, the planets, and everything it contains. It in turn is a part of us all. Then magic comes not from only within, but also from without. Magic therefore becomes a fourfold act. Desire can be trained. Form can be harnessed. Harmony with self and the universe can be achieved. Manifestation becomes reality. Magic is then mastery of the self and the achievement of what you receive from it. So with that, I want this month to be something where we can get rid of any type of limiting beliefs, because we're still in an incubation period and we're still manifesting our path. And this is a time to build a solid foundation on many different levels. So I want you to align to your success and banish limiting beliefs. And there's a ritual that I want you to do this month. And you'll need a piece of paper. You'll need something to burn your paper in. So like your cauldron, a pot with a lid, ashtray, bonfire, and a white candle. And you will need to charge the candle by holding it in both hands until your energy flows into it. So you'll need to hold it for a few minutes. And you want to make sure that you feel the candle warm up. And take note on which hand warms up. Maybe it's the left, the right, or both. Now, when you're holding your candle, I want you to first tap into your success and connect to your purpose. What are you good at? Think about it. What are you good at? What do you enjoy? What gives you energy? How can you make a talent or your talent a way to serve others? 2, align with yourself and your dreams. Life is dream to dream. So make it your number one goal to figure out what your dream is. Dream comes when we meet it energetically. If your energy is off, you are not in flow with your dreams. You're out of sync and they won't come to you. 3, our purpose is to line ourselves up with our purpose. The true purpose that is connected to the universe and in existence with our true self. It's not an illusionary purpose that is not genuine with who you are. 4, just be yourself. Never not be yourself. So many people think that they have to try to be this, big guru, or they have to be this magician and yell it out. You just need to be yourself. When you are connected to your authentic being, you're aligned. So the more we are connected to ourselves, the more magical we are and the more powerful we are. So never not be yourself. It takes you out of alignment, and faking it until you make it doesn't work in magic. It has no universal soul. It's mundane thinking. Number 5 is put out positivity. So the law of return, the law of 3, the law of karma, the law of cause and effect, the law of manifestation, Newton's law. With every action, there is an opposite reaction. So everything you try to do to me is already done to you. So fill your heart spiritually. And its practice is about receiving and nourishment. Make yourself whole. That is our purpose. Number 6, autopilot mode. 46.9% of the day, we operate in autopilot mode. That's half the day. There is a default mode, and it's the pilot, the autopilot. And we also have a direct mode. So it's when we are present and in the moment and in control of what we think about. That's when we make a choice by repeating what we are doing, or we choose to evolve it. When we choose what we want to think about, we go into a deliberate thinking. And this is a very special skill, because this is where we can call, or this is what we call holding space. So holding space is when we go into spirit mode and we're connecting to our true self. So negative beliefs, fears, and judgments are stored in the default brain, which repeats itself and creates a cycle of process. So thinking patterns affect our default mode, and that triggers our ego. So you want to think about what happens to you when you think about the changes that you want. Is there an energizing guidance, or does it become a procrastination? Are you putting your dreams and actions on the back burner? And if you are you living from a default brain? And maybe you need to reset and banish limiting beliefs. So signs that healing needs to take place, that this healing needs to take place with a spiritual practice of going into a reset and holding space, is connecting to our default, our direct mode process. So we want to connect to our direct mode process. And this is when we go into a place of assumption and predictions based on past experiences and believing bad things are going to happen or they're going to happen to block us. You got to realize that when we change the way we think, we change our life. So if you're feeling like we're starting to assume things, or our predictions are based on things that we've already dealt with in the past, or something bad's going to happen, or you're blocked, you need to reset. So the spell is, this is a spell to banish your limited beliefs. You want to light the white candle, and you want to watch the flame become stable. Anytime we do any type of candle magic, you'll always wait for that flame to become stable. You want to write down the limiting belief that you have on paper, and maybe you have more than one, and maybe you have many. But it's important for us to see it. When we see things written down, is very powerful, because now we can banish when it's recognized. And when we look through our eyes, our higher self is connecting to what we read. So what are you getting rid of? Get rid of your limiting belief. And in order for you to do so, you have to know, what did this limiting belief cost you? And if you didn't banish it, what is it going to cost you in the future? If you have limiting beliefs, they're costing you things that you can experience on your path, and they could be costing you your future. We don't need negativity with ourselves and others. So this banishment can take place anytime you need it to. So think of what you want. Think about what you need, and then go to what you desire. And when you have them in your mind, and you can see that desire come alive or feel it, repeat after me. or say in your candle spell. My wants, needs, and desire banish my limiting beliefs. As I watch my paper's fire burn, my mind is released without concern. So mote it be. And you want to light your paper with a candle and throw it in the cauldron or whatever you're using that's fireproof. Now, when I do it, I like to say it 3 times. My wants, needs, and desires banishes my limiting beliefs. As I watch my paper's fire burn, my mind is released without concern. My wants, needs, and desire banishes my limiting beliefs. As I watch my paper's fire burn, my mind is released without concern. My wants, needs, and desire banishes my limiting beliefs. As I watch my paper's fire burn, my mind is released without concern. So mote it be. And when you're doing that, you are tapping in to universal power, power of intention, the power of manifestation. You're aligning yourself to the power of positivity and how you can tap into these universal energies. So I hope you enjoyed that part and you use it to align to your success and any limiting beliefs you have. Okay? You want to get out of them as soon as they come because that is when they are least powerful. So the other thing I want to do is we talked about how if you were at the ceremony, that this is a time of candle magic and a time to light flames. And that is very true. But it's also a time where this is the month where we should begin our spring cleaning. We need to purify our temple being our body, as well as the space that we live in, so that we can make room for new growth. So some of the things that I like to burn and cook with, as well as maybe have a bath. So any herbs that we talk about, you can cook with, you can have a bath with, you can make an incense with, however you choose, boil them and make a spray. But I like to use rosemary. And rosemary is actually really good when you dip it into holy water. And this is a month where I like to make my holy water. So rosemary, or actually what I'll do is I'll put a video up on how to make holy water so that you can make that. And you want to dip your rosemary into the holy water, and you can also sprinkle it around your space. Thyme is also really good. We can cook with both of these, and rosemary is very purifying for our body, mind, and spirit. It gets rid of any type of negative energy or imprints. It's known as an exorcism herb. If someone's grumpy, make sure you put it in the bread you're cooking or the food you're making. It can go in any vegetable. It can go on any meat. The one thing you want to do is use it while you're cooking. Don't use it as a topper because it is crunchy. But other than that, rosemary is great. Thyme is really good. And the actual word means to burn or sacrifice. So thyme is known as a herb to sacrifice. And you can burn thyme in your cauldron on full moons when you're burning your paper. The other thing is sage and bay leaves with rosemary. The 3 of those together create an amazing purification blend. So you can try to do that. And they're also good to use in a bath as well, purification bath. And a lot of times I will add cinnamon or orange peels. I like dry orange peels and put them in. But when you make this bundle, or when you make this herbal blend, make sure that you invite the goddess to inhabit and bless your home and sanctuary. And if you make that into bath, ask the goddess to bless your temple, bless your body. The other thing I wanted to share with you is how to make, oh yeah, I was going to do a video on holy water, but just so you have a little bit right now that you can do right away is I like to use spring water and sea salt. And traditionally, I will use sea salt that I make. I make sea salt. And I teach it in the Earth Magic course. But you can also collect seawater to use for cleansing and purification rituals. I like to use seawater. I use it quite a bit. I live right here. But seawater is already considered sacred in a lot of witchcraft Coventry traditions. So if you want to use seawater for blessings and rituals, gather a little bit in a bottle, but also leave an offering of thanks in return. So you want to gather your seawater and then you say thanks and pour some out. Okay. You can also gather rainwater for rituals. And rainwater is used to purify. It's good for fertility and abundance. So if you want to use water for fertility rituals, set out an open container, and it should be glass or pottery or metal. Plastic is not so good, and gather some rainwater. You can also gather the water from a well or a rainwater reservoir. When you gather water during a lightning storm, it is thought to be infused with powerful energy. And you can also collect morning dew to use in rituals relating to beauty, healing, and rejuvenation. Actually, morning dew water is so nice on the face. I like to do a face cleanse and wash with it. I'll go out with my cloth, get it nice and wet with the morning dew. The other thing is you can use rainwater to help bring fertility to your garden. So use water that you normally would. Try it with your plants, but make sure you don't add salt if you do this. It will damage your plants. So but rainwater is amazing for your plant. The other thing is we always add salt to water for use in banishing spells. Okay, so we believe that salt can help ward off any type of unfriendly spirits and entities. And so to make holy water for this purpose, place the water in a chalice or your cup, your ritual cup, and you want to say prayers over the salt and water that are appropriate for these two ingredients together. So we take them and we bless them. So for example, you might first dip your blessing fingers that you learned about in a sacred circle or your magic wand into the water and say the following prayer. Behold this water that is the giver of life. I ask that this water be blessed and purified and made holy in the name of the God and the goddess in love, light, peace, and trust. Then you dip your fingers or your wand into the salt and you say, behold the salt that is the preserver of life. I ask that the salt be blessed and consecrated and purified in the name of the goddess and of the God, in love, light, peace, and trust. Then you take a pinch of the salt to the water. You mix them together, stirring clockwise. You can use your blessing fingers or your wand. Okay. And as you're stirring clockwise, say, you want to be touching the mixture of water and salt, either with your blessing fingers or your wand. For as the water is holy, and as the salt is holy, may the union of these two be blessed and purified and consecrated in the name of the goddess and the god, by the almighty power of the earth, air, fire, and water. May this now be holy water, used in goodness, love, light, peace, and trust. So mote it be. So that is a really good way. That's how I make my holy water. And in addition to using it to dispel negative energy, you can use this type of holy water to bless and purify our body just by dabbing it on our skin. We can use it to purify a space, our objects, our magical tools. And it's just nice to have a little bit of holy water. I keep some in a jar and I like to pour a few drops in my bath, especially if I've had a chaotic month. So holy water is something that is used in magic quite a bit. And I'd really like you to experience, for you to have the experience to make it. Okay. So the next thing that I want to get into is so many people don't realize what happens to us at night. And it's important for us to smudge our beds and our pillows. So I want to share with you a pillow alignment spell. And this is something that you should do this month. You can use anything you want for smudging. It doesn't have to be sage. You can use chamomile or lavender. You can use whatever you want. But what you want to do is smudge your pillow with either your smudge or the herbs you choose. Maybe you're using herbs for dreams. And you want to, after you smudge it, shake it in the air. But don't shake it in the air over your bed. You're also going to want to smudge your entire bed, both sides, the whole thing, even underneath. And then you want to actually write down some affirmations on a piece of paper. So things that you want to attract into your life, or things that you want to know by the spirit. Maybe you're asking a question, or maybe you want to connect with someone on the other side and you put down their name. So put down on a piece of paper what you want to happen in your sleep and put that in your pillowcase. Your subconscious mind has the power to attract this towards you while you sleep. And it will also have an effect while you're awake. So I want you to try that this month. Choose something and do this, and then see if you dream about it. The sign is if you dream about something that you're asking for, it means that you're going to receive it. So try this pillow alignment whenever you feel like you're having trouble sleeping or you're not getting comfortable. Do this, and you'll find that it'll have a positive influence for you on your sleep and your connection to spirit. Okay, so before we go, I'm also going to be doing a video on money magic. I wanted to do that tonight, but I really think that we're running out of time. So I might have to do a separate video, but Before we leave, I do want to delve a little bit into money magic because we are thinking about the things that we want, and because money is super important for us in our life. Many people are scared when it comes to money magic. And there's actually a lot of people who are reluctant to teach money magic and to give specific details on how to make money using magic. But I am a believer that this should be kept secret, but within nature and money, there's no formula for success for everyone, but there is a formula for success for each person. So I'm going to share with you that it is important for us when we work with spirit, and we're using our magic for every aspect of our life. We can do that. We're allowed to do that. And so when we practice money magic, we have to break through our fear, and we have to align and banish any blocks of success. Money magic is about having a positive connection with your money, a positive connection with your finances, and your future dreams. We need to create a new relationship with money and make sure it's positive and keep it that way. Our current financial situation is a direct reflection of our inner relationship with money. So if you don't like your finances, something needs to change in your relationship with it. And the first step is removing money mental blocks. We have to understand that money to us represents some type of emotion. So more than anything else, actually. So if we stop to analyze from another perspective, the real goal is the emotion that this amount of money will bring you. And the emotion could be the freedom to get up and go on vacation. It could be the security, feeling secure, knowing that you're able to provide for your family or your friends with so much with the means that if you and what you need in life is there, that you have a comfortable type of life. So maybe finances represent comfort for you. So there is a difference that emotions can bring. How do you see money? How does your money situation make you feel? If a person is a bum and lazy, then nothing in his life will help him, not even magic. The intersection of metaphysical influence and financial matters. Getting rich is trickier, but magic can help increase our chances of success and take care of some of the obstacles that are in our way. And with enough time and practice, there is a gift for magic, and some people are better than others with it. But for the most part, anybody can do money magic. So you want to make a plan that will work without magic. Then you want to use magic to ensure it will happen. Get the vision. Make a plan that will work without magic. Then use your magic to ensure it to happen. That's where alchemy and spirit comes in. Magic manifests in strange coincidences or in plans that are working extremely well. Think of magic as something that tips the scales of probability rather than something that manifests money out of thin air. So if your bank is causing you anxiety, take a green candle, rub it with holy water, and we're going to be making money oil. But rub it with holy water, because that's what we're doing this month, and invoke a goddess to help you with a good idea or with good guidance or a good remedy, and let the candle burn down. I like to create a talisman, and it has symbols that is associated with Jupiter and Venus, and I put the amount of money that I'm trying to draw to me, and I carry it with me. I have a little thing in my purse that's got Lucky Charms in there and things that I don't go without. You also want to know that you don't have a limit. There is no limit on how much cash you can make by doing magic. Okay? So there is part of an alchemy that we are creating. The cycle that we go through in the next year is a cycle of manifestation. It's a cycle of magic and manifestation. And so with money, many people cannot connect with it because they're not aligned correctly on the inside. Money we need. So sometimes they'll say, money I need, come to me with harm to none, it is done. And if you create something that is just simple like that, when I'm sitting at the machines, I can be like, money I need, come to me with harm to none, it is done. And I'll just play my machine and win some money. So you want to create a happy little chat. Money, money, come to me. Money, money, it shall be. And think about how much you want. What are you attracting? Abundance is a holistic expression of our true self, of how we value ourselves. It's an expression of our self-worth, and it's also an expression of our self-love. And it's important that we learn that tapping into this flow isn't as simple as an affirmation, but we do connect with universal forces, and those are it's a free flowing energy, an entire net of abundance. It just requires us to trust our own gifts and to love the connection and the spirit of it. Okay? So when you think, oh, I want to create, an extra 10 grand this year, let yourself understand what it is. What is that 10 grand? How do you raise your vibration so that you can create and attract this in a much more effective way? A lot of times when we want something so much, we can separate ourselves from it and make it feel like it's, not connected to us in the present moment because it isn't here and now. But that means that we're also creating from a place of lack. And by that, even if we do get the money, by the time we get it, we've already conditioned ourselves not to be happy at the present moment. So the universe never gives us what we want. The universe always gives us what we are. We only manifest what is true in our being. So if we are calling in $10,000, but the thought of it makes your heart beat because that's so much money, and you almost have a fear of receiving that, you still need to connect. Okay? But you want to feel the emotion of how great it would feel. Feel what it would be receiving it. That's when you create and connect to what is inside. And with abundance, we usually have a good feeling. With abundance in general, we can combine the feeling of feeling in a certain way with the action that we're taking or hoping for. That's why when we say, if you're passionate about something, you will manifest even more of it. Life reveals its secrets to those that dare to follow their heart. Because when you're passionate, you're excited, you increase your state of being, you start to perceive opportunities. The guidance comes and it's showing you these opportunities where they were invisible before. But now they're not, because you're resonating with it. Before you weren't resonating with it. So for this year, let your relationship with money create a new mentality. But the idea behind this is to take out the general meaning that you give money and ask yourself, where is that energy coming from? Is it coming from lack, or is it coming from abundance? When we focus, we create willpower. That's how willpower is created. It's created upon what we focus on. It's our momentum. And so when we focus, it creates willpower, momentum, and it creates the opportunities for manifestation. This can change our life. And it can be a game changer if you absorb this idea. There's abundance everywhere. It's just what you are focused on. If you are experiencing lack in your life, it comes from an abundance of lack. There's money, and then there's a lack of money. So if you're focused on the money part, then you'll create more of that in your life. Of course, you can set a goal for having a certain amount. And it's good to dream big. It takes the same effort to think about $20,000 than it takes to think about $5. But realize that sometimes materialism gets in our hearts, and then we become polluted. We become blind for what we currently have. When you should start receiving signs and being grateful. Gratitude keeps you humble and can make you very aware of where you currently are in the vibration of money. Everything begins to change once we change ourselves. Be gentle. Don't butcher it up in your mind by giving it so much meaning and importance. So what you can do is have this awareness. Number one, money is energy. It's an emotion. Number two, it's something outside of ourselves that works like a tool. And number three, it's a byproduct of either the value we can bring to another person or of us doing our passion. The goal is the emotion and the passion for how you prefer to be. And then when you will, and then you'll empower yourself to take responsibility, because money is a side effect of the goal. And this simple awareness will start changing everything for you. And then you can really focus on what matters. So you do want to investigate yourself. Questions to ask yourself as you're investigating. And I like to write these down on a piece of paper. Write down the answers. What are your automatic thoughts about rich people, money, and wealth? What are your automatic thoughts about rich people, money, and wealth? Your greatest worries and fears regarding having money and wealth are what? What are your greatest worries and fears regarding having money and wealth? Do you feel guilty or do you have guilt when you have more money than your family and friends? The three things you fear the most about money are what? Three things you fear the most about money. Now I want you to rate these statements from 1 to 10. 10 being 100% in agreement. So I want you to go deep inside of your beliefs and really think about these. So 10 is 100% agree. First one is money is the root of all evil. 1 to 10. The second one is I am not enough. There is not enough to go around. 1 to 10. The next one is I don't deserve a lot. 1 to 10. 100% is 10 in agreement. The next one, most rich people are crooked, and that's why they're rich. Do you believe that? 1 to 10. The next one, if I become wealthy, people will be jealous of me. 1 to 10. The next one, if I become wealthy, people will hassle me for money. Do you believe that? From 1 to 10. To be rich, you have to use people and take advantage of them. You believe that? The next one, becoming wealthy is about luck. 1 to 10. The next one, I cannot become wealthy doing exactly what I love. You believe that? The next one is, it is much harder for a woman to become wealthy. You believe that? 1 to 10. The next one, it is not morally right for me to be wealthy while others have nothing. And the last one, I am a good giver, but a bad receiver. So when you think about these things, you may change your beliefs. Maybe you realize you should change your beliefs. But thinking, learning, and acting can turn our genes off and on. And when we do that, it shapes our brain and our behavior. Our brain can change itself. There's great scientific evidence that this can take place, that the mind is physically changeable if you give it what it needs to change. Imagination, visualization, cognitive repetition, affirmations, meditations, and exposure to different thoughts, beliefs, and life experiences in repetitive ways. All of these change our mind and they change our mind into a new way of thinking and looking at something, your mind will actually change physically, and that new neural pathways will be created. And I think this is very exciting because this knowledge, even though changing your old and hardened beliefs about money will take effort and discipline, but it can happen. And there isn't a huge mountain of work. And it doesn't matter what we believe or what our background is. But we can make a change if we put energy into it. Remember that what you focus on expands. So if you focus on changing and bettering your money vibration, or you create a blueprint to success, you will reap the rewards. But here are some key things to changing your beliefs. Be very open, but try some of these exercises. So once you have answered and analyzed those above questions that I asked you, and you begin working with them, find out which of the strongest beliefs, which ones were the strongest beliefs that you hold about money. Then pick 10 top statements and beliefs that truly represent your attitude toward money that you want to change. Write them down on a piece of paper. After that, create an opposing positive statement for each negative belief. For example, money is complicated. I am not good with money. The opposing statement would be, money is easy for me to understand and I'm an excellent money manager. So do a positive statement for each. The next thing, look deeply at your thoughts about rich people. When you observe wealthy people, watch your mind and try not to engage in criticizing or judging them, because after all, you want to be one of them. So get into an admiration. Think about the beauty. Think about their place. The only way you're going to start embodying a wealthy attitude and a wealthy life, where you have more money and command more money, is if you really want to be one of those wealthy people. Those wealthy people that you see yourself being as wealthy. Doesn't matter if you have a belief about money, but you don't have to be one of those greedy rich people, right? You might be a better person when you have the money that you want. You may be able to help the people you want. You want to unconsciously block any ability that brings those negative belief systems about rich people. What type of rich person are you going to be? And start searching for that and see that. Watch people, what they've done with their money that, would inspire you. Is it travel, creating something, buying a hotel? What is it? And allow yourself to connect to the guidance that will bring and manifest ideas and money towards you. So try to create positive statements around you, around money and wealth. The more personal you are connected to your dreams and what you want to manifest, the stronger the magic. Some people will look at their list. I wanted to make this extra amount this year on top of what I already make. They'll look at it monthly. Some people will say things or post it on their mirror. You can do any of those things. But when you're washing the dishes or you're working out or you're getting ready in the mirror, you can use your mind to create new thoughts to attract better results. So some of the things that I tell myself, I am open to financial success. My ability to learn, my ability to earn, hold, and grow money expands every day. I am a money magnet. I have a prosperous mind. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. I deserve to have and hold wealth. When I am wealthy, my true friends will like me just as I am today. The more I have, the more the planet and humanity can benefit. I deserve to be rich because I add value to other people's lives. I am a generous receiver and an excellent giver. I believe money is important. Money is freedom and makes life more enjoyable. I admire and model rich and successful people. So those are some of the statements that you can try. Say them to yourself and use one of them or all of them or do them all one after the other like I just read. The other thing you can do is be clear and focused. Spend time daily visualizing the type of life that you want. The more you visualize that positive vision of what you're holding for the future, the more neural pathways are associated with your new vision. So you want to create the imagery in which you receive large checks. You're depositing them into the bank, and using the money is healthy and responsible. The other thing you want to do is manage your money well. Track your spending for at least 60 days so that you know exactly what you're doing with your money. Your awareness will become important, and you'll want to change your spending habits on your new awareness and get rid of at least one thing that you're wasting money on. The other thing is create a budget. Make it disciplined. Make sure you're looking at it daily. But you want to make sure that you're enjoying yourself as well. You don't want to be too rigid. You just want to connect to it. Let yourself have a little bit of a spending budget or create something on the side that's just for you. All the finances are just for you. Number 9, slowly make new choices in all aspects of your life that support positive and prosperity thinking. So if you enjoy a good quality coffee, but Starbucks is off budget, buy a bag of a fabulous quality coffee and treat yourself to gourmet luxury coffee from home. So change certain things. Be more responsible about your prosperity. Work to pay off your debts. That's important. You want to get them going. You don't want to ignore them. Number 11 is celebrate your wins. Celebrate all the good things that happen that make you feel lucky. Celebrate when you've reached a goal and you paid down a debt. Celebrate when you buy something that you've been saving towards. Make sure you give yourself tons of celebrations. Recognize when you're receiving good things, and your inner being will be thankful. It'll be thankful for regular acts of self-acknowledgement and self-love, and our self-esteem will start to climb and attract more. And our inner bully goes away. The path of success is the ability to shift your vibration about money and connecting to what is worthy and what you deserve to have. We all deserve to have an easy life, a life of ease. So I encourage each and every one of you to explore and do some of this work and get yourself aligned to where you want to be going, and to know what type of money and financial experience you want and want to work towards this year. You're worth it and you're valuable. One of the stones that I like to carry is pyrite, and it actually attracts wealth and dispels financial anxieties. It's also a very protective crystal, and it helps us avoid any incoming money problems. So that is everything I have for you tonight. Before we go, I'm going to pick a card for us. And I'm also going to put together a money spell for us to do this month. Make sure you do what is asked in the February video as well. Money magic. Uncovering treasure. I love it. Uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface, I can't even talk tonight. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. I mean, it's totally true. Especially when it connects to your gifts, your abilities, your passions, all of that has a hidden bounty. There's people waiting for your gifts already. They've been waiting. It's like you're waiting for your dreams to come true. So get into a manifestation mode, practice some money magic, think about how much money you want. How much money do you want monthly? What would make it easier? What do you want to come out of the year saying? How much do you want to make every month? You know, think about that. What do you need to retire? Put that all into your vision and don't fear it. If the universe said to you, I'm going to help you create the path of retirement, would you not want to walk with the universe? Especially knowing that it is something that we can tap into. So money magic is important. It is a part of your life that you will always practice. Once you figure out how it works for you, when you know what spell works or what herb works or spray, you're always going to use that. I have an oil that I wear every time I go gambling. It's like, that's what I put on. So you'll get your tricks. And we're going to start this month with money magic. So have a good night. Thank you for joining, and see you soon. Bye-bye.